Along with the trailer and the demo, we also got 2 interviews within Dengeki and Famitsu with Nomura, and if you don't know who that is, that's the director of Kingdom Hearts 3, and basically the entire series, but otherwise, this interview actually answered a lot of things, a little more than probably should have been answered. Firstly, the game is not delayed, which I guess some people might have thought because we haven't gotten that much news for the game, but it's not been delayed, as Nomura says. Also, the length of the game was said to be the length of a Kingdom Hearts world, but that was kind of vague because a world of which game? But he said that it would be about the length of a Kingdom Hearts 3 world, which would be a decent length, and I would still guess between 1.5 to 2 hours. He also mentioned that, like we've heard before, this combat will be a mixture of Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 3 with no command deck, but special attacks that consume MP, such as Spell Weaver. Also, a magic will affect the surrounding area, and also magic in different sequences can have a different effect on enemies. Not exactly sure what that means, but I assume like magic in a certain order can do more damage, but if you do in this kind of order, it can do less damage. But lighting seems to be a much bigger focus in this game, like you can obviously see in this demo. For Dream Drop Distance, it will be playable at 60 FPS at 1080p, which is the first Kingdom Hearts game to do that, and it looks amazing, and I'm actually kind of more excited about it now that it's like that. And it looks like there's a lot of effort being put in this game. Just the HUD looks different, the HUD looks nice, clean. I mean, just look at that health bar, nice and fat, not that skinny one from before. They also added a new dream meter called a Katsunuki, which was a combination of a cat, a raccoon dog, and I'm not really sure what the difference is between the very first dream meter that you get in the game, but it looks kind of cool, I guess. It looks kind of cute. Then he finally ends this interview saying he wants to share more Kingdom Hearts news, Kingdom Hearts 3 news, but their focus is on 2.8 right now, so wait for the winter. And to me, I'm fine with that. Take your time on the game. I think we just want 2 amazing games, so we should be patient for that. But then there's an interview, which is a very interesting interview, and shares a lot more about 2.8, back cover, and some about Dream Drop Distance. First, he says that he wants the demo to be a place where you can climb to high up places to get a lay of the land, and he says Kingdom Hearts 3 will feel similar to that, where there will be free running and climbing to high places when necessary. Which I think is great, because something I found in Kingdom Hearts 2 at times is that the game was a little more too straightforward, and you didn't really have to look for things. It's pretty straightforward when you get into a world. In this one, if it's big enough where you need to get a lay of the land to figure out where to go, where things are, it says there's going to be some more adventuring, hopefully, into finding places and finding different things. He also calls this Swarm Heartless that you see in the very first Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, and also in the 0.2 gameplay, the Devil's Wave. And also, they still aren't at full power. There's not their final form, guys. I'm just curious on why they are having like an orgy of shadows. That's interesting. One thing is, I think these Heartless are getting stronger or smarter, because we see these Heartless, especially in one of the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers, these Toro guys are coming together to fight against us rather than fighting alone, which I think is very interesting, and hopefully it'll make some more challenging battles. Leveling up has been a question in the game, or this demo especially, too, and he says the only way you'll get stronger in the demo is you will level up, but you will not get new Keyblades, which makes sense to me. 0.2 is also going to contain a lot of cutscenes, and I'm not sure if he means Kingdom Hearts 2 level of cutscenes, which not sure I want that many cutscenes, but I wouldn't be surprised because there's a decent amount that needs to be explained. And he also says that the intended order for playing the games are Dream Drop Distance, 0.2, and then Kingdom Hearts 3, which leads me to believe that the whole thing will end on something alluding to an event of Kingdom Hearts 3, or maybe Aqua's exit from the Realm of Darkness. This is also backed up by the fact that he somewhat had in mind that 0.2 would be part of Kingdom Hearts 3, but he felt it would bog down the pacing of the game, I guess. And this also alludes to the fact that there will be multiple playable characters in Kingdom Hearts 3, because apparently there is a plan to play as Aqua in the game, so I'd assume he means we're going to play as other characters, hopefully, too. And he said that there will be a short prelude to Kingdom Hearts 3, which will, I guess, explain and catch people up on the story, and I assume that it will be more than the CG music sequences that we're used to seeing at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts games, because some sometimes those can be a little cryptic and not really tell the story completely, so I think they need to do a little more than just that. They need to have that, believe me, I love those things, but they need to have something if they're going to actually catch people up on the story that does that, catches people up on the story. But moving to back cover, which is one big thing here, really big, I'll say in a minute, he said that it is made with the same tech as Kingdom Hearts 3, which is great because so far the movie looks absolutely amazing. The Kingdom Hearts shader looks 10 out of 10. And if in the end Kingdom Hearts 3 looks like that, I will have no problems. Oh man, that looked good. And then the big kicker, which threw me the fuck off. They asked directly who the hooded man was. And for the most part, I think a lot of us thought it was the Lost Foreteller. I at least thought it was the Lost Foreteller. But this man, Nomura, was like, hell nah, fam. It's the Foreteller's master. That hooded man is the Foreteller's master. And he said he's the glue that holds the Foretellers together, and he even gave them nice little nicknames. Alright. I see he's like a father figure. But I am honestly confused because this seems like such a big plot point, and he just says it like it's nothing in an interview. We didn't find out through the game, even the movie. Okay. And if he's serious about this, then the real question is now, who the hell is the Lost Foreteller? But I am getting off topic. He then goes into something else that's pretty interesting. That Kingdom Hearts Key is over. That story for that is over. But Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key is like Season 2, and we'll have even more to add on to the story. And here I was set on making a video explaining the story for Kingdom Hearts Key. I guess I've gotta wait for that. Then he let off another small bomb where he pretty much said that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be a near worldwide release, getting to Japan just a little earlier than the rest of the world, which I am very glad for. I'm fine with this being like maybe 4 or 5 days, maybe a week away from each other. Past that, I'd get a little annoyed, but it's not that big of a deal. At least it's not like 4 or 5 months away from each other. So I think that's a pretty damn good thing. Then he finished off saying that back cover is in the finishing stages of production, and that being the next year is the 15th and 30th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, he said to expect a lot of features relating to those series. And there you have it. Nomura just dropped a bunch of miniature nukes everywhere about the release and about the story. There are also 2 other things that Taiyuso added to all of this, and one being that he said that there will not be any Final Fantasy worlds, which is a pretty big thing to some people. It would be kind of cool to see Midgar in one of these games, but I'm not exactly surprised that there's not going to be any in it, because they've never really talked about it or even heard them talk about it before. But it sadly is not going to be in the game apparently. And there's also the fact that he said that a PS4 release of 1.5 and 2.5 is not out of the question, which is a thing a lot of people want. For me, I never actually had a 1.5 or 2.5. I partly played 2.5 on somebody else's PS3, but I never had a PS3. So I would love to have it for the PS4 because I actually have one of those. But for people that said there is a lot of bugs in the 2.5 port, then this could be really big for them because it most likely will fix load times and that Zimnus glitch, hopefully. Well, that threw off my video plans some, but otherwise, what do you think of this information? Do you think he revealed too much or too little? I don't know how you could say too little because that was a decent amount right there, but yeah, my name's the Arcane Keyblade and I will see you all next time. Peace out.